Welcome to the More Than Marketing podcast, the podcast for people that are far too talented to be employed, but sometimes are, and that's okay. Today, I have a special guest, and then we have a special co-host guest, Miss Jenny Cato, aka Jennergy, my co-host today and every day. And then our extra special co-host today is Jon Martin from Pharaoh Fitness. Say what's up, Jon.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Now, today I have the honor and the pleasure of being so excited and humbled to introduce to you the amazing Katherine Ziegler. She is the creator of the KLZ Method. And we have her here on the podcast today, and she's going to tell us all about decibels and how to raise them and how to lower them and everything between. Katherine, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, we're talking about frequency.
I
love it. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Hey, so I asked you a question earlier before we started recording, and I think the answer was really it was funny because I wouldn't have expected it, and maybe you guys will agree with me. I said, "So where did you come from?" So go ahead and tell the audience and tell our friends here, where did you come from?
Well, there are two versions.
Okay, tell them the funny version first.
The funny version is I've come from the stars. I mean, we all have, right?
No, that wasn't the funny one.
The funny one is Michigan?
In Michigan. She goes,
She's like, I don't believe you.
I was
She's like, you've come from somewhere different.
Definitely.
I love that you think that's the funny one.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Because I've met some people from Michigan, and let me tell you, they do not look as exotic as you do. And but yeah, that's great. So tell us a little bit about what brought you here, the evolution
Oh my
of
God.
you,
To Nashville specifically.
to just here
To
on this
this
podcast
moment.
today.
To Earth.
God, I mean, oh my gosh, I know, right? What has called me here? Jenny, first of all, I mean, we just have such a beautiful connection, and every time we're together, and I know so many people in this room and in the audience feel that same way. Her magnetic personality, and she's just so clear and tuned in. It's really great to just be with her. So, I mean, essentially, that's the main reason. Jenny said, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah, for sure." So here we are.
She has that effect on everybody.
She sure
Oh,
does. Yeah.
nice.
I don't think there's anyone on this planet that
can't
has a
resist.
negative thing to say
No.
about Jenny Cato.
You cannot
Never.
resist
Yeah.
the energy. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Nice.
Definitely.
Filling my heart. It's like
Mhm.
pew, pew, overflow, overflow.
But what's actually brought me to this very moment in time was a deep calling for my own truth, why I came to be in this body on this planet at this time. I was working on the trading floor in Chicago at the Board of Trade for about 15 years, and I really created a life that I thought that I always wanted. You know, it's like restoration hardware, chandeliers, and, you know, an amazing home and a family. I had it all. I had it all. And then it was like in one moment, it's like, this is not it. You know, I'm driving downtown, I'm in traffic every day, and I'm in the corporate world, and it just hit me once my kids were born. I'm like, this isn't it. I can't teach them this life. There's more, and I can't just tell them. I don't want them to come into this whole rat race. There's got to be more. And so I just started to kind of call out for, what is it? 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 For about a year, I just called out for it and listened and listened and waited and waited and waited. So
And what is it?
that was the kickoff. I know, right? Well, we're waiting to find out still.
Oh, man.
Don't
I was getting all into it. I'm
I
like,
can tell you where I've gotten so far. But I think that it's always a journey and a constant evolution, and we're never really at that final
Yes.
point.
There's never an ending, is there?
Right.
No.
Yeah, but it brought me through personal training and yoga and sound bowl healings and, you know, all these different modalities that I was really in love with that had helped me to kind of cultivate and find myself on a deeper level. And then it was Reiki, and then it was Kundalini yoga, and then it was psilocybin, and then it was cacao and shamanic medicine studies and all this kind of stuff. And you know, this has been over a journey of 6 or 7 years, but in the very beginning, everybody was saying, and I know Jenny and I have spoken about this too, you have to niche. You have
Yeah.
to be the fitness woman
Yeah.
for the busy corporate mom. And I'm like, I am so not going to niche. Have you had that experience?
Yes.
Tell me.
So my niche is like for like middle-aged men and like specifically like bodybuilding. But you know, it's funny is I take on clients of all demographics. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they were just telling me I had to niche, and I'm like, I can't do it. It's unnicheable.
wow.
I can't do
The
it.
power is too strong.
It's just got to be all of these things. And so I've slowly figured out a systematized approach for how to cultivate the modalities into sort of the legs that walk it,
Mm-hmm.
but recognizing that the true medicine or the true actual element of what I'm creating is me. I mean,
Yeah.
it's sometimes a lot to really realize that, like, you are the medicine, you are the
Mhm.
medicine, you are the medicine. The personal training is what gets you to where you're going so that you can give your medicine to people. The podcast, you know what I mean? All these different things are the way that we get there,
Mm-hmm.
but we are all medicine for each other. And we're very much in demand in this day and age. It's really essential that we come together and show our light and be in our truth. Like
That's 100%. We are the medicine. I think a lot of people kind of walk through life mindlessly, like not understanding, yeah, you might just be going to the store to pump gas, but that person at the cash register, like you can either make their day better or you can make it worse. You know, so feel good. So you can walk in there, feel good, hold the door open for
Yep.
somebody, you know, give that good energy, say hello. And when that cash register is, you know, doing his thing, his or her thing, just be like, hey man, how's your day?
Yeah.
Like you don't know anything about anyone. And I try never to assume. And when it comes to, you know, energy and getting ready for the day and really being that person that's going to interact with other humans out here on earth, you know, what is your process, your, you know, starting your day routine?
Mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it used to be wake up at 4:30 to an alarm clock, you know, and it's varied throughout time. But when I was in this transformation phase, it was 4:30 o'clock alarms, and trying to do some meditation, and then preparing my cup of coffee and getting in the car, and you know, really trying to find the places that I could enjoy. Like, this is after I really started to drop into finding what felt good for me. So I was trying to find the micro moments. Esther Hicks had this thing about like really trying to shift your vibration by finding those micro moments. So at first it was just feeling the other side of the pillow and like, oh my God, this is so cool. It feels so good. And then it was putting on your slippers. And so I was really trying to find the micro moments from, you know, the first sip of my terribly crappy cup of coffee back then, you know what I mean? Like before all the adaptogens and stuff.
Man.
Like really just connecting into those things that really, really were nourishing to my soul, and hearing myself say like, and like following that sound, a warm bath, a warm shower, whatever it was, the heated steering wheel. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it would start like that in the beginning, and then getting into traffic and finding the magic even in traffic in the morning, you know, so if it's just watching the sunlight come up or something like that, over the city or over the smog or whatever it was. But now it's changed. It's a little bit more gentle. I'm waking up without alarm clocks, which I feel like is really important. Just naturally coming up, and I have young kids, so we're, you know, pretty quickly after going to get ready for school and stuff like that. But it's still sitting outside, being in nature, having a cup of coffee, an evolved cup of coffee outside, and watching the light come on, and just slowly taking that time to follow that same sound, but on a deeper level.
You said something interesting, adaptogens in the coffee. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean,
Crappy copy before and now.
No offense, Dunkin' Donuts. You know, there's just so many things that I think that we have all learned in the last 5 years about health, and some of the things, the ingredients that are put into different parts of our lives that we're unconscious to, and not really even being able to opt into a decision on if we wanted that or not, because we didn't even realize. And I think a lot of us have come online to realize this isn't healthy, this is, and I'm going to switch this up to actually add positive things. So yeah, just adding more. I do like my coffee with protein and almond milk. The
milk.
Yeah.
It's the
little bit of honey and cinnamon, and just enjoy it that way, so that I'm getting some actual protein going in the day, rather than just that creamer and the Dunkin' Donuts like pesticide coffee. No offense, but you guys know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
Dunkin's gonna come for us.
Yeah. Sorry, Dunkin'.
Right. It's been a while since I've been to a Dunkin' Donuts, but I did have a donut the other day. It was not a Dunkin' Donut. It was a $5 donut.
Oh, those
Don't hate on the donuts.
Yeah, no,
please.
no, and I definitely I'm not one to judge a donut. If I'm hungry and there's only a donut from Dunkin' to eat, I'll take it. But tell me more about your your nutrition routine,
Oh
because
my God.
I just have to assume that you eat very well, and
That's cute.
Nice. So I want to hear all about it. The
It's
good, the bad, the
changed.
ugly.
Oh my God, it's been all over the place. My nutrition has changed and evolved as I've been on this journey. I've had a few different experiences that have really forced me. I don't like to eat healthy generally. I would just say I do, and when I do, I can really get into it and really enjoy it. I just don't like making food. I'm just, I've got other priorities. I'd rather spend time with my kids or something like that. But if someone wants to make me food, or if there's food there that I will definitely eat. Whenever I'm with Jenny, she always has these amazing
Oh yeah,
spreads.
people just randomly.
Right.
I love how my house is just open door. Everyone
Right.
comes, and there'll be some random people come, and then all of a sudden I lose control. Okay, it is charcuterie board making.
It is. It's
Yum.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And just like the prettiest food, all like natural, organic, but like tastes good.
Would you
Healthy
say
but yummy. My son said I should, because I used to have a bus.
Uh-huh.
We passed one that looked like my old bus, and he's like, "You should have done a restaurant." I'm like, "What would I serve?" Well, like maybe salads, because you're good at that, and you make them really good. I was like, "Yeah, it's like healthy but yummy." He said that's what the name should be.
Healthy but yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Talk
boy.
it into existence for sure.
I love it.
Would you say your spiritual gift is the gift of hospitality?
Maybe. I guess I.
Because there's like an online test you can take
Yeah,
that
I
like
would have
tells
to
you like
take the
what your
test.
spiritual
Oh, that's
gifts
cool.
are. Would you happen to know like yours if
I
you?
have
if
no
I
you
know
did
idea.
have
I've never
one?
Catherine
seen it.
is a goddess.
Oh.
Okay, she is.
You're sweet.
I was thinking. I don't know why. Was it today that I was thinking about how I want to learn from mothers, and you talk a lot about motherhood line, the mother line being disconnected, and like us females, women are really resonating at a different level. We're growing, we're evolving. There's a lot of change in society, and how do we change? Like we were talking about, like the man and bringing the money, and then but then women is like we have to make the money and two now, and everything has really changed. But there's this like spiritual evolution of women rising, and I was thinking how I wonder what a mother. Like what I would learn from a mother, like the mother line, and like the goddess, the Mother Earth, that personified, and us like retaining that you just always are teaching us
Oh my
so much. Like you have so much information, which
Aw.
like you already have. I don't know how many hundreds of videos of like of teaching, of doing things, and you're always like teaching. Whenever people meet Catherine, they're just like, so it's awesome that
No, she
you
has
have
that energy,
so
like,
Oh my
much.
gosh, you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will ask you a particular question. I did a little bit of homework, and I was looking through your social media stuff, and I clicked on the links in the bio, and I saw something called the 30-day microdose dial-up. Are we allowed to discuss that without being part of it?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
I love that container so much. It's just so amazing how it's first of all, I'll explain it. It's a 30-day microdose dial-in. And so what we're doing is really connecting into the strain, the dosage, the time. So everybody, I like to follow the 333 protocol. It's from my teacher, Mushroom Mamacita Bijou Finney. She has created this protocol that's 3 days a week, 3 weeks for 3 months. So you're microdosing essentially every other day, but if you have to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you're doing something different, you can. And I really love it. So the first 30 days, though, they get a little tricky for folks when they're first starting sometimes, where they don't know the strains and they don't know the dosage and they don't know how to do it. And there's so many different ways that you can connect into microdosing, from creating your own tea, sprinkling it on your peanut butter or toast, or using capsules. And so this 30-day microdose container just gives an opportunity for folks to come in and feel like held in a group. I've been doing these, I think, for 3 or 4 years now, and it's always fascinating to me who comes and then how the group comes together, and the magic and the synchronicities and just all the different things that happen just in a short little 30-day window. And then after we're kind of like linked in, synced up, then we can continue on, and then the really cool stuff starts to happen. But those first 30 days, they're really lovely just to support anyone, from someone that's new to it, someone that just needs a little bit of support, someone who has no idea about any of it. Coming from all the backgrounds of wanting transformation, having heard about it from somebody else, wanting to feel better, whatever it is, it's really just such an opportunity to connect in. Jenny and I got to do it with a group this last summer,
Yeah.
and we're going to continue on with the second and third months as well, if that's okay to share.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just been really fun to offer that.
Yeah, that does sound like really fun.
Have you experienced that?
Never, never, ever, ever.
Oh man. You?
Psilocybin?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in college.
Yeah.
Not in this way. Not in the
Yeah.
medicinal.
Not
transformative
microdosing,
way.
megadosing for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, we're talking
Our
78
boy, he went all
ounces,
the way.
Yeah. No, not microdosing,
Yeah.
but it sounds very interesting.
It really is. I know. I'm like, it's been so incredible with the group, and then talking afterwards how it affects you and how it kind of, like we say, when you change your perspective, you change your life. And it's incredible how it is Mother Nature and the impact that it has, but that it's so micro that you wouldn't even attribute it to that because it's not this crazy. We're not mega.
Yeah.
So it's so minute, but like
Yeah.
she says, like you're rewiring your brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's doing a neurological impact in your brain, in your system. You're just rewiring. So I want to hear more from you about the impact of what that's like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get it. Like,
Yeah.
we're using this, and mushrooms are our ancestor, from billions of years ago. But this is one of our ancestors, and so we talk a lot about the maternal lineage, and this is something that you can track back. I mean, it's ancient, but they're there, and we talk about this sometimes even in our own ancestry of like our maternal grandmothers and things like that. What I love about the rewiring of the mind that happens with this is how we're using physical modalities. So we're adding breath work or we're adding physical movement or these kind of things. I know exactly where you're coming from with, college and experiencing those things. And I think we've all kind of had that experience. The way that I feel about mushrooms in this day and age for me as a 40-year-old woman, not in my 20s anymore, is just so much different where you're opening up your connection to God. And so it's so important when you're doing that to have an established connection or ways that you can connect in. Some people have those, some people don't, and you don't need either. The way that I describe it is if you have no connection, you don't meditate, you don't pray, you don't believe in anything. Again, everybody's coming from where they come from. And then you open your mind. You open up that channel and you're like, there's God. Whoa, it's so cool. Look at all this, and it's amazing. And then it snaps back shut when you're finished. You've had that experience, but then to have that sitting there and not integrate down and in through your body, really, it's a good time, but you're missing sort of the actual really powerful elements of it. And so what we do with the KLZ Method part of the 30-day microdose program is open that channel. So whether it's using a breathwork meditation or coming into the pillars of being human first, connecting to nature, feeling our feelings, feeling our senses, connecting with other people, feeling our body movements and everything like that. Once you kind of start to come in there, I say you get like a little cocktail straw of connection to God, right? And then as you practice more to hold, to work with your breath work or do some Joe Dispenza stuff, you widen that connection. So you go from like a cocktail straw to like a McDonald's milkshake straw,
Real thick.
the real thick, right? And then you go bigger and bigger and bigger until you kind of get like I can see you guys both have Pharaoh stuff on, which is blowing my mind, by the way. But you know how the Egyptians had these things on their heads, the little they like went out like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're really pulling in so much. You're holding so much because your body, your nervous system, your channel can now connect in and pull that in and integrate that down and through. And so that's part of what we're doing. We're starting to just teach our body how to really process energy. Like this is an energetic processing tool. What you're doing is already like those mechanics. We're pumping, right?
Yeah.
Expanding, contracting, expanding, contracting. And that's what's happening with just our own evolution. We're always contracting. So you'll be like, oh my God, I hate everything. This is so terrible. But if you're really moving that through, you'll feel after that contraction comes the expansion.
Yeah.
It's the same as muscle growth. It's the same in our own energy field, growing our nervous system wider and wider. It's so fascinating. You could go on and on.
I mean,
love it.
and I love how I feel like this conversation could be seen as woo woo, but we live in there, so it's not woo woo. But we've been like patterned to be so disconnected from spirituality and going through church or going through like all different ways of like what's right and what's wrong. And then scary mushrooms or like there's so much fear around it. But I love how being with Katherine and in her community, and like in the people that we're being brought on this wave of life with, it's just all love, it's all beautiful, it's all like high energy. And so I can hear people's reservations around the energy and the connecting to God and the spirituality part of it. But
Dude, you've got to have that spiritual part because, when we leave here, I mean, I'm sure my little spirit's going to fly off and do something, really, really cool.
Really cool.
I just
wonder what her next life is going to be.
I really
It's
don't.
going to be good.
I wouldn't say I fear
good
death
now.
because, even in church, they talk about how amazing, heaven is. So, I mean, I don't really fear it because it sounds like that's pretty cool. I won't have to worry about, paying that toll bill, But yeah, I think people always think of like worst case scenario when it comes to a lot of the woo woo stuff because it's easier to just listen to what everyone else has told you before.
Right.
Like being trapped by dogma.
Totally.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
100%. Like everyone's like, oh no, that's so bad because that's what my pappy said.
Yeah.
And
Mushrooms
that's
are
what
bad.
his
Drugs are
grandpappy
bad.
said.
Yeah.
And that's what his great grandpappy said. But the truth is that just what if? What if all the people that said it before, just had an allergic reaction and that's why they told you they were bad because they had a rash.
Right.
It's not, they don't know why they said it. Like what was their experience as to why they said it to begin with. So if you just ask like, what if they were wrong?
Man, my experience too, fear and shame, right? Fear is root chakra, shame is sacral chakra. And I just feel like as we're evolving, we're processing so much of that dense energy out of the body. It's just going to be there, and it is our teacher. Those dense emotions, that shadow side, is our teacher. Whether you're in a religious, like if you're in church, or you're you're connecting with the Native American stuff, fear and shame and those kind of things are part of our existence. And when you accept them, whether again wherever you are, when you accept them, that they're just going to be a part of growth, just like a 10-pound weight that you're curling, and then now you're moving up to a 15-pound weight. You're constantly able to hold more and develop more.
You're adapting.
You're adapting, truly, and as you're adapting, and I really just feel like in this time right now, the nowiest now of all the nows ever now.
The nowies now.
It is.
It is.
We're stretching.
it?
We're
Yeah.
stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching and holding more and holding more. And I feel like my sense of it is a lot of people are really fed up with fear and shame, and it's not getting them, abiding by fear and abiding by shame, not living life because of those two things. People are just like,
Realizing, it's
I'm
not
done
doing
with it.
anything for me.
I'm just going to face
Yeah.
it. I'm going to just go towards it.
Yeah.
And communities like this 30-day microdose program offer community to kind of, be with each
Process
other.
through change and stuff that's coming up.
Right.
It really is.
Have the modalities
Yeah.
that are there to support as well, and a little bit of guidance, like that guidance for the larger sits, the tea ceremonies and stuff like that, where we face our shadow. I mean, this is the time now where we're just like, bring it to me.
Bring it.
Let's
Bring
just
it.
see what you got.
I literally have been meditating the last couple days on how beautiful darkness is.
Yeah.
And it's come up a lot. And how important it is and how powerful it is and how good it is for us to have been. I mean, you can't know light unless you know dark.
I love it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
And just the freedom that you have once you work through the darkness, become comfortable with it, stop fighting it and tensing up to it, and allow yourself to open up to it and process it, which is so awesome. And mushrooms have helped with that processing of it, because it's like we're not given the tools to be able to go from it's stuck internally to how to get it out properly, and knowing that you're not alone in it is so huge. But so many people are in that precipice of I want to change my life, but so afraid of being seen, which I just had, because baths to me are so meditative and amazing, and I go through Joe Dispenza meditations while I'm in the bath, and there was one the other day that was allowing your fears to get just float down this golden river, seeing the river, letting go of fear, and one of the fears was fear of being seen. There's a lot of it's a fear to be criticized, to put yourself out there, to get all these like negative comments or whatever, or you're not enough, or you're not doing it right. But it's beautiful to see how everyone has these dark hardships that are meant for them, and they like transmute it into light, and then you know the light, and it's that more amazing when you've been through the darkness.
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, I was darkness shamed by a close friend earlier this year, and it really hurt bad.
No way.
Yeah, it really was awful. She was a light and love person, which I love my light and love sisters, but I just feel like sometimes it can be almost like a toxic positivity thing where we're bypassing and we're not really looking into what's wanting to show up. And I get it. I mean, I get it. I probably lived it, you know? But that shadow, it's just there for a reason. It's there to teach us and to show us the directions, you know, to show us which way is next, to add that contrast that you're talking about. So it's so essential. It took a second, but I came out of it and really had, you know, even that experience was like amazing. It took me down for a moment, but it was like, okay, I really am like a weaver of chaos. You know what I mean? Like of the chaos comes even more light or whatever. But
Right.
It's something. I mean, it's really something to speak on, and I love, Jenny, that you shared that. I'm interested to know, if I can ask a question, I'm interested to know how this all sounds like to you, and like your experiences, just like from the personal trainer experience. Like I think that we all kind of like talk and live in these realms. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it.
No, absolutely. Like when you were talking about the whole decibels and like really like tuning in precision into your frequency and all of that, like I knew this was like definitely going to be some really mental conceptual stuff.
He's like, what?
No, like I totally dig it too, because yeah, you're right, because and we said this at our last podcast, your vibe attracts your tribe. And so when you're sending out these vibes, right? And people of like similar vibes are picking up on it, right?
Totally.
And so you're all attracting each other, right? And you can also pick up on other people's vibes, like, ooh, this is harsh. I can tell, you know, the tone of voice, everything like that. No, I totally get it. I wish I could get more into it for sure, just like with time, because I totally find it fascinating.
Yeah.
I love it. Like when you said we're from the stars.
Yeah.
I have a psychology degree from University of Tennessee, and there was a psychologist that basically said we are from the stars, like we are stardust, and it gets into it, like the whole consciousness,
Right.
and I totally love
love
everything you're saying. Like
I mean, that's part of the Reiki course work, is like really coming into feeling energy, and that's not something that's some people were born with. Some people might be born with more of a propensity towards it, like a wine sommelier maybe has a stronger taste or something, or a musician has a better ear, but these are all things that you can develop in reading and feeling energy. I mean, it's fascinating. It really blows my mind. And in this day and age, it's the age of Aquarius. So we're in the age of information. That means good information, true information, false information. And what we're cultivating here isn't just, let me see all the information and figure out if this is AI. We're using our truth center, our solar plexus,
100%.
our gut, to be able to know what is true. And it's essential in this day and age. If we're going to stay human, you know, you've got to develop that discernment tool.
Yeah.
And I
Or you're
feel
going
like,
bot.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
Yeah, no, mom field trips. You know, Lindsay and I are putting together these retreats to give women the space and the permission to choose life for themselves. And our heart is for women, and we see so many women that it's hard to pursue what your internal gut is telling you when you feel all the responsibilities of the world and you're growing and raising children. And like my mom is the most incredible woman in the whole world, and she is such a disco queen, a sassy mama, and she'll like let herself out sometimes, and then she'll get quiet and be like, no, I'm not, I'm shy, and I'm like, you're making your internal gut. It's hard to like actually wake up to trust it, to like have permission to like follow it. We get kind of caught in all the other reasons why we can't, but it's hard also when you're like trying to, help a family thrive, but then you have something else that might be different than like how do you pursue these things that your gut is telling you, but just getting connected to your gut, and how we feel like our gut is wrong, but that's really right.
Well, they say that, the gut is the second brain, right?
Yes.
And I think that's why a lot of people don't trust it or feel like they can't trust it or just go against it so easily because they're not taking care of, what they put in their body to make their gut really like laser sharp, and being able to really give you the right signals and not these kind of like gray signals, just black or white, yes or no, right or wrong, go, stop, that kind of stuff. And a lot of it has to do with, have you ever like met somebody who's doing something they don't like to do?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And they do it every day because they have to.
Yeah.
And that's literally a story they've just been telling themselves over and over again. And they're not getting that signal to send them in the right direction because their second brain isn't, wired and fired up in the right way.
Completely.
So Catherine's life and starting over from the Wall Street to that was a
so
moment
interesting.
that she
Yeah, wow.
had.
So interesting.
180.
It's so, and it goes along with that feel good first thing. Like for me, it was like feel good first. And it started with those micro moments and slippers and baths and that kind of stuff. And just developing a connection, exactly what you're speaking about. The connection between the and the other sound is, we all go, oh my God, oh, traffic, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like you have to just kind of have those polarities of recognizing, is it this or is it that? And when you hear your body making those sounds, your body is this, this is the most advanced technology on the planet right here. And so when you hear your body literally communicating so that you can hear your own self making those sounds, you can start to develop and listen to them. And you can start to find out where you are on that scale of, is this right or is this wrong? Am I putting myself in this? And why am I self-abandoning? Why am I going to do things that don't feel good? Because I have to. Okay, can we develop another way where we have to less? Can we do the minimum of have to? Can we postpone have to? I have to check my email first thing in the morning. Can we push it back 5 minutes and just create that resistance to build a little bit more tolerance of the have to? Because a lot of the times, have to energy is kind of made up in our own mechanisms of feeling safe.
Yeah.
Like I know when I was in that world, it's like I have to get up and I have to show my customers and I have to make this much money and I have to weigh this amount and I have to have this much in my bank account. And it's like you're trying to feel safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
How else can we feel safe? Where else can we develop ourselves so that we feel safe? So that's kind of like that's been a big part of the journey too. And you talk about gut health. I'm a massive advocate for hydrocolonics, mainly because I had chronic hives during my journey. And I think it was maybe 5 years ago, my whole body just was inflamed. And I was just like, where did this come from? What is happening to me? And doctors just said, we don't know why. We don't know how long. Have some Benadryl. And I'm like, drinking Benadryl to just not literally light myself on fire and run out into the street because it was so maddening.
Yeah.
And I really meditated on it and prayed on it. And it was just like, you've got to clear out. You've got to clear out. You've got to clear out. So I did, I don't know if you guys know Medical Medium, the celery juice guy. I did his Medical Medium protocol, like literally cut out all fat, cut out everything.
It's a detox.
I totally detoxed. It was awful. No sugar, no fat, no eggs, no anything. But during that time, my gut brain was so sharp. Like, you guys have done a cleanse before when you're like, I'm never eating this crap again.
Yeah.
I feel so
never
clean.
done a cleanse.
Yeah.
Never. Yeah.
I have.
You're just
Right,
like,
it feels so
why would I ever?
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I seriously
Yes,
felt like when I
yes.
ate something, my liver was talking to me. Like,
Yeah.
I could feel it. Like,
Yeah.
that had sugar in it. That feels terrible. Don't do it. You know what I
Don't
mean?
do that,
you
yeah.
can
It's,
connect
but
to
you're
your
like, the
body
taste
more.
or the
Yeah.
feel, like, which
You're
do I want?
very in tune with your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get
That's
so clean.
incredible.
Yeah.
And so it just develops. When you're doing that, I believe that small intestines, large intestines is literally a portal, from if you consider this a portal to the heavens, and then all the way through your body, that's a portal. So when you clean that portal, your energy changes and you are becoming more and more magnetic, more and more intuitive. It's powerful. I mean, it was I would say of my entire journey, that along with the Kundalini yoga, along with Reiki, I was like, what just happened to my life?
Yeah.
I don't even know where I am anymore. It was wild.
Yeah.
But I love that, what you're saying, that second brain.
And 100%, I always say food is mood. I mean, I don't know if that affects all of you guys, but to me,
Yes.
like if I am feeling in a bad mood, I probably, went out to a restaurant the night before and I know it. And so sometimes when I'm working, it's not that I don't enjoy other foods, but people will say, hey, we're about to, order some food. Do you want anything? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm good. I brought my food. They're like, no, it's on us. Go ahead. Like, no, for real. Like, I need my brain to be energetic and sharp and come up with solutions and be creative.
Right.
And if I eat, Chick-fil-A, for example, no hate on Chick-fil-A, right? Like, no hate on Dunkin' Donuts, no hate on Chick-fil-A, no hate on Pizza Hut. Like, boom, boom, boom. If I do that, you guys aren't going to get the work that you guys deserve. So I will, I'll take you up on it later, but no, not right now.
It's so true. Like when I would have to travel for my corporate job, like we would do like a 3-day trip to Singapore. So it's like a 24-hour flight, 2 meetings, dinners, hotels, all that kind of stuff, and then toss yourself in a body bag back into a flight home or whatever.
Yeah.
When I know I'm going to be in that situation where I don't have nature, I don't have high vibe community, I don't have good food, I'm not feeling my feelings, I'm not sleeping, like I will make sure to bring my food and like really carry one of those pieces. If I'm like going to be around Jenny and I'm going to be in nature, I'm like, well, maybe I can have a little, it's like finding that balance of like.
Jenny is medicine.
Jenny is the medicine. Jenny is an arugula salad.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all that balance, though. It's fun.
So when you take your clients through the KLZ method, what more or less is the time frame? How long does it last? Is it a couple of weeks? Is it something that, is it a one size fits all or is it personalized?
Oh, I love that question. It's definitely customized, and it's something that I'm sure you're the same way. You'll have a client come in and you're like, do.
Very independent,
Right.
like very individual. Yeah.
Right.
Based on them.
They need you 3 times a week, and they need to call you every other day and be like, I just ate this. And you're starting them out with a lot of intensity. And then maybe later on they fall off and then they're back again. And then they do like once a month or whatever. So I like to say that I like to work with clients for 3 months. It's a season. It's just like nature. A lot can change in a season, and take them through the whole experience, and whatever that sort of is, it's customized sort of to where they are. If they are feeling really connected to HIIT workouts or boxing or strength, those are things that I love to work with. They all offer their own medicine. Like boxing 1-2 punches are heart medicine. You're moving your heart chakra forward. Or like rows, when you're doing a row, you're opening the back of your heart. Lunges, lateral lunges, forward lunges, these are all sacral chakra. Or core, this is all pulling your power back. So it's like each of the different ways of moving the body, I'm seeing it through a lens of the chakra system, and making sure that they've got all 7 of those layers spinning in a way that works. But it doesn't have to be just workouts, or it doesn't have to be this. I'm formulating sort of like exactly a little program that fits to their lifestyle. Sometimes it maybe needs to be a little bit more intense. We're doing a deep dive or a deep sweep, or maybe it can cool off for a second, knowing sort of how that ebbs and flows, and letting them have the opportunity to kind of to break and settle. You can't just train all the time.
I mean, she's so intuitive, every single person, and she
God, it's
sees
so
right
cool.
into the depth. Like, my friend was over and met her for the first time, and she immediately was like holding her hands, praying over her,
my
and she was just
gosh.
like, just very
dropped in.
Yeah, it was amazing.
My favorite thing to do, though, lately is to really bring it all in and be like, where is it that you want to be? What is it that you want? Like, what is it? See yourself in the future. Let's drop in. Let's see that version of you. What do you look like? What are you wearing? What are you eating? What season is it? Where, whatever, all of that. And then backwards engineer that life into these moments right now. And it's very whiteboardish, very sticky notes all over the place, but it then just shows us the path of how to get to that place in 3 months. It's so fun.
And it is so fun. I think more people need to hear messages like that, because a lot of professionals that I speak to on a daily basis, a quote, I heard a direct quote from a very successful woman is, she said that she doesn't feel allotted the freedom to change who she is.
I get that.
And that's a hard belief to. And I think my rebuttal to that was, dude, that's pretty hardcore. With a belief like that, it is gonna be hard, like almost to the point where you're not, allowed to do it for yourself. But, it's all about the beliefs. The beliefs determine what we make true. And so, if you're going to really believe that, that's going to not be cool, dude. So I suggest you just maybe consider working on a way to change the beliefs you've got. Do you have clients that you meet that you sometimes feel like, man, I don't know if I can help these people?
I get it. Oh my God, I love that question. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like they come and they're always exactly correct with where I am in my own journey, because we are journeying together. The four of us are right now journeying together.
Like,
we're weaving together.
in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We all are. And like you said earlier, like when you're saying hello to the person at the gas station or whatever, this is transcending class and time and location. We're all like so interconnected now, and we're raising the vibration together. So if you're saying hi to somebody that's just doing whatever, and you're like, I was walking the other day, and this guy was passing by me, and it was just one of those intense days. I think we all kind of know a few of the days that really mark the tough times in the last couple of months. But it was the next day, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna give some love to people. And so I was walking by this guy, I'm like, hey, you want a hug? And he was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, come here.
Fuck yeah.
I just gave him a hug. I'm like, you go get him. And he was like, I really appreciate that. So it's like, we always have challenges, whether it's clients or just days or whatever, but we're doing this together. And so when I've had people like that, I'm like, oh boy, are you sure? Can I pass? Maybe there's somebody else that might be able to help better with this one, because I'm being triggered. It's like, okay, but if you are feeling that, let's just go into a little bit of your own discernment and where is this coming from? Like if you're going to be that person that's helping other people to walk through their shadow, then you better be able to do it for yourself. What's coming up for you? Let's have that hard talk. And they're here. They're here for a reason. So it's all growth. Nobody said it was going to be like fun the whole time, but when we're doing it together, I feel like it does start to just make more sense. And, you can share on it and you can grow closer together and really start to see each other. Another thing that I really think is important is that witness, being a witness to each other. So for example, if I have that hard client, having Jenny to reflect that with and be like, oh my God, this guy's challenging me on so many levels. It's just making me mad. And her to say, well, what is it about that? Or, oh, I can see that. Or, man, what a jerk, or whatever it is. Just being in witness to each other is a really powerful mechanism that I've recently started to understand how important it is to share and to be witnessed by other people.
To validate,
Totally, yeah, right. It's true. It's big
You
medicine.
saying that like really stuck with me, and I feel like it made me feel safe to be a transformed person, or to like allow the depths of me to come out, or for it to look like however. And that's really stuck with me ever since. And I'm like, it is so important and life-changing. You've changed.
Right.
But to have someone acknowledge that, words create life and death. And it's so huge to have someone say, yes, I see that, acknowledge it. So it's a validation. It helps to snap into next level, bitches.
And it takes
fucking go.
It takes the pressure off. I love when you get like that. It takes the pressure off too from having to be perfect. Like you don't have to be the perfect podcaster. You don't have to be the perfect personal trainer. I had this client come and I was like, I don't think I can do this. And because I thought I should do it just mushrooms. And it was like, nope, you're going to weave mushrooms, shamanic medicine, and Reiki together. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And it was like, let's just go into it this way. And next thing you know, it's like the whole stew pot is there. I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing it.
Fine. I know. It's been so surprising to hear her like talk in her human, like she's from Michigan form, like she's an actual person, because we all know her as like this modern day medicine.
woman. She's still not a regular person to me.
No, she's not.
I haven't. I haven't.
I accept that. I resemble that remark.
Definitely. I'm still wondering if she was like a figment of my imagination.
I know.
Because
Stop.
she had said, you guys, we're both wearing Pharaoh Fitness.
Yeah.
And when she walked in, the first person I thought about was Cleopatra.
Oh my
for
gosh.
sure. 100%.
I was like,
Totally.
Yeah.
With your hat, your Egyptian.
Egypt's coming alive.
Is it coming alive? I want to hear about. Is it in your life? Is that, or what's in general? Or
I don't know.
the pillars that reach down and the discovery.
I don't know. What do you know? I just feel it shaking some stuff up.
Have you felt that before?
I did in 2020 when I was doing a lot of Kundalini and I was going through that Lionsgate portal that we just experienced together. It was one of the most intense Lionsgate portals that I had experienced. 888, or wait, was it? It was like everything was lining up as eights. And that is a portal where Egypt and Sirius and the earth all line up with the sun. And so it's also the midpoint between summer solstice and fall. So like the heat units are the most active. If you think about it, like summer solstice is the lightest, but then all of that light creates more heat index. Like, I don't know, as a farmer from my corn options days on the trading floor, we would always mark the heat unit days to see how much the corn was filling out or whatever. But that portal is like you have now absorbed the most amount of light at that point. The sun starts to then has started to wane already at summer solstice. So I was just bebopping through doing all this Kundalini and like activating all that more and more and more and more. And I was like I just choked. And it was like hieroglyphics and freaking all these things. I was like, what is going on right now? I shorted out hardcore because I wasn't nourishing myself or drinking enough water. And I got burnt. Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, guys, summer is for going slow. Like, let's not race to our highest evolved self. You're going to just fry yourself.
Yeah, that's what you've been saying. Like,
I learned
down.
A lot of the things that I teach are things that I have experienced firsthand the wrong way. I learned the best from doing it wrong.
Yeah, me too. I love mistakes. I do.
We're such sickos. It's good stuff, though, isn't it? Like, you know your stuff now because you did it wrong.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, if we do it at this time or at this time, or do it this way or that way. I mean, really like in the grand spectrum of things, we're really just a speck of dirt on this huge, vast. That's why I say we are all one. Like, if you zoom out, like if you zoom out far enough, dude, we're so invisible together, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
right.
We just all blend together.
Right. So true.
But for in the KLZ method, do you utilize Kundalini? And what is that exactly?
Yeah.
Good question.
Good question. Yeah. I'm sorry for being so opaque about it.
Like,
Kundalini, I know. Kundalini yoga is what they call the fastest transformational yoga of all of them. There's so many different styles of yoga. I originally had started with teaching vinyasa, which is that flow yoga. It's more physical. Kundalini yoga is a blend of mantra, mudra. It's, the eye gazes, the mantra saying a repeated phrase, the mantras holding your hands in specific directions and formations, and then the sacred geometry of where you're holding your body. And so, listen, I tell you what, everything that I have practiced, I'm always kind of like, this isn't going to work. This is stupid. There's no way. Come on. I'm going to do this for 30 minutes and that's going to do something. You've got to be kidding. Yeah, there's this Jupiter mantra that we do, and you're holding your fingers locked here at your third eye.
I believe you. Okay.
I know. And we do it on
30 minutes?
It's so but you start to do it and then things start to kind of show up. And it's just one of those things. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
Not making it a yes, not making it a no, just doing your experience and wow, okay, I guess I'll do that again. Not because I, full on believe this and I'm going to go do all these things or whatever, but I'm going to just take this one day at a time. And that seems to be working.
Yeah.
So, and that's why like the method has so many different modalities, because sometimes it is Kundalini, meditating for an hour a day. And sometimes I'm just done. Like, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do any of that. I need to just go stomp around in nature, or sometimes it's just, whatever. They shift and they weave together and things like that. So, but Kundalini is powerful stuff. It comes with some background and some history that, is a little bit distasteful and stuff like that. And some, there's a lot of these yoga styles and these people that get into these high powers and then they manipulate it and do things wrong. And I don't, obviously stand for that. But when I go back to it, to sit with it in my own soul, to determine how do I connect to myself, these teachings have really taken me pretty deep, and they've really evolved me in a pretty powerful way. So that is definitely part of the method.
So tell me a little bit more about this Lionsgate portal.
What do you want to know?
And how do I get there?
How do you?
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Lionsgate. That Lionsgate portal is in August. It's August 8th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a day.
It's a day.
Okay.
And they say that portal is open. It's essentially a lineup of the planets. So it kind of comes into line with Sirius. the pyramids of Egypt,
Yeah.
the sun and
There
earth
it is
all
again.
kind of line up.
Egypt,
Yeah.
pharaohs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard like the pyramids line with like Orion's belt or
Mhm.
something like that. All kinds of crazy geometry and
It's wild.
it's
This
awesome.
sacred geometry.
I love it. Yeah.
It's again like, do we take this as fact? Do we take this as like this is the hardcore
Yeah.
thing? I mean, anymore, I feel like I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe
I
it is
keep
or
an open
isn't.
mind about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Both
very
ways.
interesting. You
Right.
know?
Yeah,
Both
no.
ways. So,
You have to keep an open mind about it because, I mean,
Mhm.
anything is possible.
Yeah.
but just trying it on and seeing how it feels in your body, and if it's right or wrong, you've still gotten closer to being able to discern the truth. You know, using that even as an exercise to be like, I'm going to try Kundalini. I'm going to try Lionsgate. Didn't feel anything. Never mind. Even rubbing your hands together
Mm-hmm.
and then pulling your hands apart and noticing if you can feel your hands want to come
Oh.
together or repel. This is already just
Okay.
bringing you closer, you know?
So you rub your hands.
And then
Really
now
good.
bring them
I
together
felt-
slowly. Do you
I
feel like
felt
you
it.
have
I
like a
felt-
balloon between your
Yeah,
hands, or do you feel like
yeah.
they're magnetized towards each other?
Yeah, like a balloon.
Or you can do another one when you rub your hands together and you're like, okay, what do I do in this situation? Do I do Kundalini or not? And left hand is yes and right hand is no. Which one's tingling?
Oh, wow.
So it's just like,
Wow.
and it's not about the answer that you get
Mm-hmm.
or what you're going to do. It's about cultivating that relationship with
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is the map. People,
Yeah.
the body is the map. All the information's right there, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
reading-
we teach mind muscle connection, right? And it's like, you know, how can you tap into like that specific muscle you're targeting? And it's very much like being one with your body, you know, like,
Right.
yeah, tapping into it, learning and listening to it, right?
I'm
Yeah.
interested to know more. Like, what do you hear? What are you looking for? How does that system work for you?
For mind muscle connection. Oh gosh. So a lot of people will have trouble like feeling a certain muscle on an exercise, right? Like a real common one is like the lat pull down. And a lot of people feel it mostly in their arms instead of their lats. And it's because they're not really performing it correctly, right? And so I give them the cues of, hey, what you really want to do is pretend your arms are hooks. And what you want to do is pull through your elbows to your back pocket. And what that does is it really makes their mind focus on using their lats to pull the weight instead of their biceps pulling the weight. And so kind of teaching them that mental map of how to connect with their lats, you know, where they didn't have that before.
Totally,
I
man.
love
Yeah.
that.
It's creating new neural pathways.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
And it's also reconnecting to the emotions that are held in the body. Because it's so funny how we do things, like all of us. If you have like some heart trauma, and so now you're doing your things like this because you're closing off in the heart.
Yeah.
And then that one day you open your heart and do it. And it just,
Yeah.
it brings out all this stuff. So it's fascinating. I wonder too, as you're doing that and having clients line up,
Yeah.
if they might process different emotions or feel differently in their emotional body or their
Yeah.
mental body the next day, to be like, man, I did it how you said. And if you had like a little quiz to be like, did you feel any of these emotions?
Yeah.
You know, just because you're cracking those spaces open that haven't been cracked
Right.
open before. I know you want to say something on this.
Oh, no, yeah, because that's all that we live about
This
is
is your
how
jam.
emotions are stored in our body. And do you know we have 400 emotional experiences a day?
Oh, wow.
I think I have
Do
like
we
4.
process all of them?
Probably
How
not.
many emotions do we feel like we process?
4.
Yeah.
Probably 4.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so mind blowing and still like, how is this true? But learning about how different emotions get stored in different parts of our bodies.
Mm.
And I have felt like heart pain, and the left side is the feminine wound side. The right side is the masculine, and how our bodies store different tension, different areas from emotionally traumatizing, or it doesn't have to be traumatizing, but we store an emotion. It's a literal
Yeah.
neurological or a physical thing that stores in our body.
Into your DNA. I hear like your
Yeah.
experiences get
Mhm.
stored in your DNA.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
kind of like what you're talking about. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I read a
So-
book once.
You
Yes.
did?
I love when you
And
say
I
this.
love
This is
it.
what I read a
You're
book
so
one.
lucky.
One time I read a book.
I'm with you on this too, by
It
the way.
Right.
It was called It Didn't Start With You. And it's all about how like the things you go through, and not just you, but your parents, their parents. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you really dig deep and find out like why you have all of this mental illness or emotional trauma, you know, anxiety, depression, if you go back and you might find that an ancestor like really just like died in a horrible way, or was left abandoned somewhere. And even though your parents, you're raised correctly or correctly, you still have all this stuff that doesn't make any sense. It's all that stuff is in the DNA because you have such a strong emotion that it affects your children, your children's children. Like that's just how heartbroken and scared you were, and it just carries down. So that book was pretty eye-opening, and I had to read that book because I ended up getting into a relationship. And if you don't fix your relationship with you, like your relationship with anyone else is going to be, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. So I had to do a lot of like learning about like how to be a person in a relationship because it's totally different than you being a person,
100%.
you being charismatic, you being successful, you being, fit, happy, and then you being a person that is with a person. It's like, whoa, like why are you here all the time? Why I can't hide in the dark now. I have to be like who I am when nobody's watching has to be like who I am all the time. And that's one thing people don't realize, that there's two versions of people, especially when you don't live with someone. And it's like who you are when nobody's watching, that's who you really are. And so if you don't fix and you're not happy with that person, that's really a good starting point for, anybody.
Yeah. Exactly.
It blows my mind too how people sometimes will say like, oh, there's so many coaches and transformation coaches and personal trainers, like, oh, we're such a soft generation. And I believe completely the opposite. I feel like right now we are in such a powerful evolutionary time, fast. Things are going fast, that the folks that, 20 years ago, how many personal trainers were there? Or how many people even were there in the gyms and doing like any kind of work to grow themselves physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever. Now here we are, and things are just going faster, and we're coming online faster. And so that means that process of being witnessed, of calling in support and all that kind of stuff, it's really, I would say it's powerful, but I would also even add that it's essential because the world is compressing harder and harder and harder as well. And we're literally being forced, I believe, into like a whole new evolution of humanity where we're both the wisdom of the mycelial networks and the intelligence of the internetworks in human form. We're merging both of those. We're converging both of those into human form with some support from folks like us.
Right.
We're here to help.
So it looks like we're out of time.
All right.
So, Katherine, tell us where we can find you, what kind of services you offer, if you're hiring any new clients, how many spaces you've got left.
You can find me on Instagram, KLZ.method. There's a handy little dot in there. I am running the 30-day microdose program again. We're going to kick that off in a couple of weeks. I have the Reiki training group that's starting. That's going to be
so excited for
as
this.
well.
So
I know.
So excited. I'm doing that.
I know. My KLZ Method certification course is coming online. That will include all of the shamanic medicine, Reiki, psilocybin, all of that in one package as well. We're going to start rolling all of this out, so it's going to be time to go.
Awesome.
Those are the main ones.
Is it okay if we invite you back for a part two sometime in the future?
Of course. Happy to be back.
All right, cool.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys. That's a wrap. Peace.
Peace.